Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today we'll take a look on another multiplayer game from the Scouring, and this time we're of course once again playing free for all on this only 6-player map that we have available right now. So let's just start with it. We are playing on this top position as the yellow human. Then we have this orange player right next to us with also human race, another human with black color here, another human with red color, another human with purple color, and the last player is actually orc with the white color. We can see some idle workers in the beginning, and this player actually decided to leave, so I think that will be what's probably the most interesting about this game. Or I mean, it's not too interesting, but it just kind of changes the format a little bit, because people just sometimes start leaving really early. It started happening actually yesterday when I played these games. Lots of people were leaving basically immediately, so I think there were some server problems. That there were lots of lags and people just didn't want to play with lags. So as you can see, another player left now, and it was already like 6th game we started in a row where people just started leaving immediately. So we just decided to finish the game even though some players left. Obviously it's not always balanced, because if the player who left is next to you, then you have some expansion options for free, and also you won't be attacked from that side for some time, so that's always an advantage. But once multiple players leave, it's usually somewhat balanced, so it's obviously not that big of a problem. Right now, obviously the best position is to be in is for the purple player, because both the enemies that left were next to him, so now he basically doesn't even have to worry about any defense except the neutral enemies during the night, and also he can really easily take the expansions, especially this one, which is basically right next to him, so he doesn't even have to clear any neutral enemies there. I'm just making archers as usually, getting some peasants. Once again, pretty standard opener. We are going for the expansion. The orange player is actually not making barracks for some time. Now he started finally. So there is 2 farms, same as me, also sawmill. He's just a little bit behind on the barracks, but doesn't really matter for now probably, because the black player is doing the exact same thing. He doesn't even have the sawmill. So he's even more behind, but still quite okay. The purple player at least already has the barracks finished. He's actually going for second barracks immediately. Quite interesting opener, pretty defensive. Even though, as we know, he doesn't really need to play defensive like this, because there are no enemies near him, but at least he will be safe during the night. Unfortunately for him, he didn't finish his second farm yet, so he's struggling with food a little bit. I already have my 4th archer here. Yeah, quickly killing all the orcs. Trying to micromanage it a little bit. Unfortunately, I was standing behind the tree a little bit, so the arrows are then going like from the top instead of a straight line, so the damage is not that good, but managed to clear it out. Now we just brought our archers back to the barracks, and we are immediately bringing 5 peasants here to build the expansion. Obviously no other player started even clearing the expansion yet, so we are already way ahead. He's now finishing his second barracks, as I said. He has 3 archers, still only 2 farms, and this one is only 1 peasant. I should also go for a 3rd farm really soon, but I can also bring 1 more peasant here, so we should be pretty much fine. We don't have the most resources. I invested into the expansion. Orange player already has 3 farms, and all 3 with 3 peasants without having any units, so he probably has really a lot of food. Yeah, 360, and he needs not even 250, so it's definitely an overkill. Now he's going for guard tower for some reason, probably just to play some archers there or getting some vision. I don't think he will get cannons anytime soon. The black player also struggling with food a little bit, but mainly he should make some units. For now he's only 3 swordsmen. But he's actually going for town hall upgrade, so maybe he wants to get some really early knights. He's also finally finishing starting his sawmill. And the purple player, yeah, he's now struggling a little bit with wolves here, but at least he has lots of food now, so he should be pretty much okay there. Actually, sorry, it was the black player, so purple player. He also is quite okay with food. But yeah, let's go back to our base. Obviously I have 5 archers here on the barracks to cover this whole area. Then we have this base, which is not covered yet, but usually it's not getting harassed during the first night too much. This skeleton will just immediately get pulled here by the archers, and die. If someone would be able to squeeze through here, I can always just either kill the one skeleton with peasants, that's not a problem, and if there is more of them, I can just run there with the archers or make some new units really quickly. So this seems definitely pretty okay. We are of course producing more peasants in both our bases, now going for another farm. And overall just keeping our town pretty safe. The orange player, as I said, he will place some archers on this guard tower, which is definitely protecting him against neutral enemies from here. This even seemed like some... yeah, that seemed like the goblin archers that were on this expansion, so we actually managed to clear it from the tower, which is quite interesting strategy. Here he is guarded by one archer, which definitely won't be enough to kill the wolf, but he'll probably just retreat. Black player actually going for the stables, as I said. Unfortunately, this position doesn't have the best building space. I think he cleared some trees here maybe, so potentially it could fit in here, but probably not yet, so he had to place the stables here. But he definitely wants to go for some early knights. It might just be a little bit too hard with one base, but we'll see what he decides to do next. The purple player has definitely a really strong defense now. 8 archers here, which is the maximum, and 5 here. Decent food, and now the first player to build his smithy, so we can start producing cannons really soon. I'm now also finishing my second barracks. First of all, I want to have quicker unit production, and second of all, I want to have some protection on this side as well, so I can put some archers on top of these barracks too. Fire 2 idle peasants here, but he's actually already building an expansion, so probably he wants to power build it with 3 peasants. Black player finally finished his stables now, so I guess he will probably really soon queue up some knights. He's also building one more farm. Same as the purple player here, who actually now took his archers, also one peasant. And as you can see the arrows here, he just cleared this area of the goblin archers, so he probably wants to make an expansion here. No power building, so this will take forever, but at least he's making an expansion. I also finally started making some swordsmen and one more farm and upgrading to town hall, so I definitely also want to get some knights, and then I will probably build smithy so I can get shields for my swordsmen. Otherwise it's not actually that valuable. I would just much rather make more archers and then maybe add some knights. Sportsmen are good in early game, but later you want to make them only because of the shields. And also that you can capture buildings and other things, yeah, but in just pure fight on open field, it's just not too effective. Here we found the enemy, so we'll just quickly target him one by one. Maybe I'll lose this archer, but probably not. He's also still getting harassed by these wolves. So that's totally okay, and I have lots of gold, so I decided to go to this town hall, spend some of it, and get some nice potions for my units. So we have more units here prepared now, so overall it should be pretty fine. We are struggling with food a little bit, but we are already building multiple farms here that will be finished soon, so then we should be okay. And we also just finished the fort, so I'm expecting still to place stables here as well pretty soon. The black player already has 2 knights, so he's immediately using them to kill the archers here, to clear the expansion. As you can see, the knights have no problems, even though they are getting shot by so many archers at once. Definitely still pretty healthy. Actually, I didn't buy any potions now, but seems like none. I just decided to rather spend the resources on the stables so I can get my knights really quickly, because I didn't want to really push without them too much. But since I saw that this player doesn't have the strongest defense here, I actually decided to go here. So first of all, I will harass him a little bit, kill some peasants before he reacts, and then I will just go and one-shot, target his archers one by one, while bringing my low HP archers in the back. Okay, now I lost one, but this one will go in the back. Another one, and in the meantime I'm just one-shooting his archers one by one. So we did some really good trade here. Now he brought one swordsman, actually level 3 with full potions, but I have also lots of swordsmen, so we'll easily deal with this guy. Even though he used both of his potions, 60 gold for me, and this actually, when he lost all his units, fighting units, he decided to surrender. He still has few more archers and swordsmen here in the back, but we'll of course deal with those, also destroy all the buildings, so we get the maximum amount of resources from this, and also so I can take this expansion, because obviously I still don't know that there are some free bases here. I didn't really scout it yet. Black player cleared this. He didn't start making the expansion here yet, but maybe now he will. And he started building new town hall, and at the same time he's already bringing his army to the other side, where he cleared this base. I guess he was expecting enemy from here to be there, but since this guy already left, now the black player is the first one to find out about this. We'll see if he'll continue on the purple player. I guess he just wanted to check if this player maybe also left, because we know that 2 players left. But maybe he actually just want to straight up attack. He's immediately bringing his swordsman on top of the barracks to deal with the archers there. He level 2 swordsmen, so he'll survive a bit. Also he's targeting the archers pretty well with his archers, so he's pushing the purple player pretty nicely, but he also has lots of units. He just had them somewhere else. Now I think he should be able to repel this. He just needs to be careful against the cavalry as well, but the black player wasn't using it too effectively here, so I think this should work. But at least the purple player is now struggling a little bit with food, so this is definitely not looking too good for him. Obviously he mainly needs to deal with the black soldiers, which he will, but he will need to rebuild his economy a little bit, which definitely gives the black player time to catch up some peasants to his expansion, maybe even make another expansion. And unless the purple player will start immediately pushing again against him, I don't think this will be a big problem that he lost so many units here. And I guess he wants to play mainly defensively. This is obviously really good for me, because basically there was 2 1v1s. I was playing against the orange player and the black player was playing against the purple player, and I managed to eliminate my enemy pretty quickly while they are playing pretty slowly, pretty defensively and passively. So this is just giving me lots of time to actually develop my economy and then just deal with whoever is left there, or just with both of them at once, doesn't really matter. I already built an expansion here in the base that I just captured, so I have 3 bases now, basically fully working, increasing our infrastructure all the time. So now we have smithy as well, and also third barracks. Well, of course, having lots of farms here. We have 1100 food being consumed. Actually, this black player is shooting it with the cannon, but there's only 300 food. The purple player 600, so this is really easy. So I decided to just push into him. I don't think I have, I'm just upgrading to castle now, so I don't have church yet and heals. Now, actually he has castle but also doesn't have church, so not the biggest problem. Here I just made sure that I one-shotted the cannons really quickly with my archers. Same thing doing here. I also wanted to bring some swordsmen there, but it wasn't that important. We just mainly needed to one-shot it with our archers really quickly. And now he basically doesn't have any more units, so this should be a pretty easy and free kill as well. I don't really see a problem in this. We found lots of gold, so we can potentially go buy some potions if we need to. I'm still playing basically without potions. This is not something I would usually do. Usually I accumulate army of all kinds of units. Obviously I don't usually make cannons, but swordsmen, archers and knights, and then I usually just buy maximum potions on all of them, and then I attack. Here I decided to play a little bit more offensively. As you can see, it quite paid off. Here unfortunately he placed all of his peasants on the castle, and he had resurged bows, which is the ability for the peasants to actually just use bows and basically act as archers on the barracks or any kind of tower, yeah, castle, whatever. And it's actually pretty good, because I think they have more damage than swordsmen or something like that. It's pretty crazy with this ability. So even though the attack speed is not the best, it's still ranged attack, pretty effective, and you have lots of them. So this is definitely something I should probably focus on a little bit more. Start actually using this upgrade, this ability, because this can definitely help you in defense a lot. Especially when you, for example, get charged on your peasants with some knights. You can just retreat like this and still have some really decent force at home that can repel the enemy attack. I basically finished him. I think he surrendered. Yeah, he surrendered, so now it's just a 1v1. We are still not even 50% of the replay, so this now really quickly became a 1v1. Obviously I will come back and finish his buildings so I can get the resources there, but now it's night, I don't have too many units. The ones I have are pretty injured, so I wanted to quickly retreat. Here I can rebuy my potions on this town hall, and also I'm finishing barracks here, so I can potentially place some archers there, get some early defense. Here we also have barracks now with some archers, so I'm making farms around it because it's a safe zone now. Same here, and in our main base we also have archers basically from all sides where the enemies could potentially come from. On the places that we harvest trees from, we are building new farms because it's in the back, it's safe, and we want to utilize the space as much as we can. Obviously I want to split my peasants so everyone has his own farms as much as possible, because this is the most effective way of using this. We also finally finished our church, so now we are going for the heal upgrade, so we can use the heal ability on our knights, which should be also finished pretty soon. And overall we don't have any crazy defense. We don't play turtles, so if someone attacks I would rather just bring my army and deal with him that way. But we still have pretty okay defense. If someone attacks, it will definitely slow them down a little bit at least. We saw the purple player killing the troll in the middle, getting 205 gold and also probably some experience. Seems like he didn't lose any units, just one really injured knight. But the good thing for me is that he's still playing only with 2 bases. Now actually finished castles, so even though he's already making knights, he definitely doesn't have the heal ability yet, because he couldn't have even built a church yet. Now he can, but we don't see it being placed immediately anywhere. And now he's going for the third base. During the night without any protection, quite risky, but I guess the natural enemies can't spawn here because this is revealed. And from here it's not that dangerous because his peasants are standing from this side of the building, so if some natural enemies are here, it will take them a while before they get here, and yet enough time to bring his knights there before that. I'm also getting pressured by lots of skeletons. We can really quickly deal with them. We don't have too many potions, but we have lots of gold. In terms of food we have 1400. He has like 900, let's say, so we are definitely way ahead, like 50% more, so that's definitely really good. I'm power building second barracks near this base, so we have even stronger protection and also better infrastructure to produce our units even quicker. You can see lots of swordsmen here now because I had lots of gold from all the killing and destroying, and I didn't have too much wood, even though I'm gathering with lots of peasants here. I'm destroying the cherries really quickly. I still don't have basically any wood because I'm just trying to spend all of my resources all the time, and when I'm gathering so much more gold because of the offensive play I'm doing, obviously I will have way more gold after spending the wood, so that's why I don't have much wood. I'm also making lots of farms, as I said, so that's costing me lots of wood as well. We are most likely already on the peasant cap, so that's why I'm not producing anywhere. The bandits are still here. But I'm still winning on bases. I have 4 against 3, obviously it's not that valuable anymore because I'm on peasant cap. I need to have most of them on farms, and I also need to have lots of them on wood, so we can produce other units than swordsmen and also make new farms, so we can split the peasants and overall have more peasants available. So this is a really tough situation, because even though I have 1 more base, it's actually basically no value. I mean, it's value because we have better infrastructure. So if he decides to push one of my bases, I will still stay on 3, same as he has. But to be honest, if I just took these peasants and brought them here, it would be basically the exact same gold income. So it doesn't really matter. And even though this base is running pretty low because it was my first expansion, this is because I took it really quickly. He took it much later, so even though he also has one of his bases, the natural one, it will definitely run out of gold much later, so that's not that big of a problem for him. Now I decided to make another move, kill some neutral enemies here, but at the same time I found his base in the middle. He has lots of knights here, so he will immediately bring them here. But he doesn't have any potions yet, but he's standing right next to forts, so we can definitely buy them. As you can see, already starting to buy some potions. He definitely doesn't have the resources for it, so that's quite good. But actually I don't have double potions on my units. I don't have basically any potions. Few potions on archers somewhere. Some of the units I used in the first attack. but most of my units don't have potions, so it was a little bit of a mistake, but as I said, I have heals already on my knights, so if I micromanage it well, I potentially don't really need to lose any units, or at least not too many. It's definitely really good. Now I'm healing my other units here, not just knights. Really making sure my army is staying healthy. I brought just one peasant here to build this town hall. Obviously I want to have a front base in the middle, in the front line, where I can really quickly buy potions. But I also want to take another base, but as I said, I don't have too many peasants to actually utilize it effectively for gold gathering, so I just brought one peasant here. Probably would be still better to bring more so we can get the potions earlier, but he can't really push into this, it's just too many units. Kinda knew it, obviously I didn't scout too many bases here, so potentially he could be playing now with like 6 bases and have a little bit more resources than me. But when I saw that he retreated with the knights, I'm not expecting anything too crazy. He's bringing them back. He also have other units, actually quite decent amount of archers, few swordsmen somewhere here. But he's just not bringing that. He's keeping his archers for defense, which is okay, but obviously he can't push into me then like this, especially when I actually have more knights than him. Obviously I started making lots of units now. So we are struggling with food a little bit, but I'm making once again lots of farms. Basically everywhere. We can also capture this maybe later. And the main thing is that even if I lose some HP because of the starving, I can still heal it with the knights if needed, so that's actually quite good. He goes for another push with the knights, but we can still really easily repel him. Doesn't seem like to be a problem. Here I'm keeping my archers on this undestroyable outpost tower, but also keeping some swordsmen probably on hold position, or just far away from the enemies with shields activated. So if he decides to bring some archers, some ranged units, I will have some really strong defense here protecting the archers, which also have double potions and really some levels, so really good. Yeah, unfortunately he killed the peasant that was building this, so I have to bring a new one, but shouldn't be a problem. It's not night, so no neutral enemies will kill the new coming peasant, even if I don't put any guards right next to him, even though we had one archer there with him. So yeah, we saw the enemy actually riding around the town hall trying to find the peasant that is building it, but there was no other peasant yet, so I couldn't really do much. We decided to go for another clash, but I have much better heals. As you can see, also already has the heals, but he's not casting them too effectively. So we managed to push him back, probably kill a few knights there. Now he healed himself off combat, but it's obviously a little bit too late. Definitely falling more and more behind. And now I can finally start buying the potions here, yeah, so you can see that I'm doing that immediately. Buying it basically for everyone. We had like, I don't know, 7, 8, maybe even 9,000 gold, so that's definitely more than enough to buy potions for most of my units, mainly the melee ones. But once we start fighting with archers as well, it will be really useful to have potions on the archers too. Once again we go for some fight with the knights. Be confident that I can keep them alive with my heals and also some potions there obviously, which he doesn't have. That's definitely an advantage. I decided to actually move back because I want to regroup my army first. I'm still losing just the 3 groups here, as you can see, moving 20 knights, 20 swordsmen, 20 archers. But I have like maybe 10 or 12 more horsemen here, some extra archers and swordsmen, so obviously overall I have way more units. I just need to keep buying them really quickly, so that's why I decided to move back. I know that he probably won't move his archers in the front line and start harassing me, and if he keeps riding it with the riders, it's not that big of a problem. So now night is starting, I don't really care, I'm just going for a push. Still lots of units in the back unbind, but that's okay. He's going for a new base, which is quite smart. Fortunately for him it's a little bit too late. I don't even know if he already has peasant cap as well, but I'm just surrounding him from all the sides. Once again trying to kill the archers here quickly, but he had some potions there, so it took a little longer. But he still has so much more archers there. This is really easy. Also brought some swordsmen there on top of the barracks. Knights obviously swarmed the enemy knights together with some swordsmen, and we really quickly dealt with the defense of his expansion, so this was no problem. We still have 8 more minutes, not actually sure what I will be doing here for such a long time, I don't remember it exactly. but I guess he will still pull off some decent defense, even though he doesn't have too many units. But maybe I'll just want to play safe because I don't know what he has there. You'll see. Maybe I don't want to push during the night, but I don't really remember now. Neutral enemies are also on the middle, so we definitely need to bring some units here and start protecting that. Also, we can just overall spread across the map and kill as many neutral enemies as we can. Always really good. We are slowly running out of gold here, but there is still like 1 more 1,000 or actually 1,500 maybe left. Maybe even a little bit more.
Our forces are under attack.
But overall, we have so many bases that we don't really care if the gold veins become empty. We are gathering also lots of more gold from here. Now we also have lots of wood. I already gathered basically the whole forest that is here in the beginning. And this is a really good position because you can really just gather the trees in the safe zone behind your base and at the same time just increase the whole area, which is totally safe against the night enemies. And also if someone tries to rush you, they have to come through these narrow choke points unless you destroy all of these trees, which is usually not the case or here. And even then they have to ride through your whole base to even get to these farms in the back, so that's really good. I really like this position. Also the expansion there is really easy in the beginning, so definitely one of the best positions for sure. But yeah, for now we are just continuing clearing the neutral enemies. Enemies actually going for another base, even bringing some knights here to protect it, so that's definitely smart from him. Unfortunately he doesn't have any guards here. So if some skeletons come to kill these peasants or destroy the town hall, he won't have anything there to protect it. And to actually get there also won't be too easy, because I can just catch him on the way there, but he will probably be able to squeeze through here. The bigger problem will be the neutral enemies that will be definitely guarding there. Here's some archers at home, 1 cannon, so nothing too crazy. He's playing with 700 food. He has decent amount of wood saved up, but only 200 gold, so definitely big problems there. On the other hand, I have 3,000 wood and 7,000 gold, so that's definitely more than enough for anything we might need. Also we are clearing another base here, just to make sure that we can make an expansion, because actually I don't even know if I actually came here later to clear this. Probably yes. I think we would see the buildings anyways, even if there is fog of war. But I didn't really take those expansions. And taking a look on that back, I'm not actually sure why. But I guess this is just closer to each other. I just wanted to build mainly in this corner, take all of these bases and then maybe expand here. But for now I wanted to keep it pretty simple, so as I said I can't really utilize more bases for now, so even though it's good for map control, it's not really necessary to take more buildings. I will much rather pump the resources into more farms, more units, and mainly more potions. Sorry for those Discord sounds. If it will continue I'll definitely go muted, but I don't want to leave the game now, so let's continue like this. He's still just making more knights for now, so I think this is the defense he will probably stay with for now. So we have some archers there. As I said, 1 cannon, actually he made 1 more for this top tower of the castle, which is actually quite effective. Here I'm trying to just squeeze through. I sent actually 1 of my group to each of the bases on the map that I haven't scouted yet, to just see where he has expansions. So this is empty. Here I found a base, and it's obviously also empty, so that's basically really good. Here I obviously retreated, because even though I could have maybe killed these knights, I have... actually this is not my group number 1 knights, those are these ones. They have level 3 basically, all of them, or at least level 2. These guys also have double potions, but also they are only level 1s, because I just created them, so those might have some problems. He also has level 1 and doesn't have potions, so he'll probably still be fine, but he was also supporting himself a little bit with some archers here, so that was a little bit of a problem. We cleared this base. I'm sending some more scouts. I just 1 knight to each base. I have enough units for that to afford this, so this is totally okay. And this way we basically gained absolute map control. We have many bases, utilizing basically all the workers we have for food, some slight wood income, slight gold income, but obviously our main income will now come from kills. And overall we just don't really even need to wait any longer. If I wanted to, I could. I had the whole map, but I was pretty sure that I can easily push this, so I just took all of my units. Not the best distribution of our army. We have too many units here and are stuck in the back that are not doing much. But even the army I just had here, which was probably just only half of my army, was still enough to easily push this without basically losing any units. Once again, I take a few of my swordsmen, remove the shields, quickly bring them to the castle. The rest of my swordsmen stay in the back, tank the arrows with shields up, and also we are using our archers to quickly deal with the cannon. Obviously more knights are coming, killing the peasants really quickly in case if we die, we at least destroy the enemy economy and he should starve to death. I also have way more units in the middle that are constantly coming there from my production buildings, so that's also really good. This base is still there. I haven't take both bases at once. That's something I don't do too often. I just like to take my whole army into one place, destroy it quickly with all of my forces, and then we can deal with the base there later. Doesn't really matter. It's not like it would be really dangerous for us. But yeah, this will fall. We obviously gathered lots of resources from it again, so we have like 14,000 gold, also wood as well. But we are struggling with food a little bit, so I don't really want to make more units. Obviously I'm still producing more units, but we'll mainly want to spend the gold on new potions. Obviously also immediately taking the base again. I also made one more base here. Obviously I'm not taking everything yet, I don't have the workers for that, but I'm just slowly taking the bases as I'm defeating the enemy, just to make sure there is no chance he can do anything anymore. So I took all the bases on that side. And now when I found his base, he actually wrote GG. I'm not sure if he'll leave or we just destroy the castle. It doesn't really matter. But it's obviously GG. Well, quite quick game, pretty much only 30 minutes. It also became more of a 1v1, but I think in the first part of the game it was more like me 1v1 against the orange player, and then the 1v1 between the black player and the purple player. Then they just became defensive, so I had to kill both of them one by one, but it was just multiple 1v1s. We haven't really had any fights between multiple players at once, I mean like more than 2 at once. So in that case, in that sense, it wasn't too interesting, but I hope you still like this game. Let's take a look on the replay. We had definitely the most gold here, over 60,000. Also the most wood by far, most units, most kills. We obviously lost some units as well, but definitely not as many as the purple player. We also constructed the most buildings, and neutral kills also really important. You can see when you play defensively, you just don't get any resources from the neutrals, and that's a huge part of the income. So once you are running around the map, clearing some bases, neutral enemies, everything, you will run into so many enemies, especially during the night, that you will farm many more resources and also gain lots of experience, which is always worth it. So I would definitely recommend that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and take care, guys.